Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Tim. This is Ask SPS. And today we're talking about SPS involvement in the community, from coffee to the Special Olympics to the food bank. And our guest is Sergeant Dale Quiring. He's with the Surrey Police Service's Community First Unit. Sergeant, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So, when people think about policing, maybe their first thought wouldn't be community outreach, but that is your focus. So tell us about what you do.
Well, that's it. The focus is community outreach, community engagement. Our whole point is for the Community First Unit is to really reach those more marginalized, vulnerable, folks in the community that maybe really don't trust the police or have more questions about the police or hesitant to call the police. So the mandate of the unit really is three things. We're built on three pillars: active listening, compassion, and empathy. If we reflect that in the community, working with folks through the Community First Unit, we're hoping that builds that trust, breaks down the barriers, and that's really what we're doing here today by the event we're at.
And you actually created this unit when you came to SPS.
Yes. I was fortunate enough through our great management that they gave me a lot of leeway to create something special here at SPS, and that was really, it's the Community First Unit.
What do you say to potentially critics who are saying, well, Dale, you're not fighting crime? How do you defend this and say this is actually important?
Well, one of the problems that we've had with policing really across the country in the last maybe even decade is underreporting. How do we increase reporting, whether it's through crimes, victim statements, just getting people to talk to us? Well, that's the role of the Community First Unit, is to break down those barriers, create trust with people that may be hesitant to call the police. And if they're not hesitant to call the police when they finally do, because it's a very traumatic experience when you call the police for whatever reason. So if we're here out in the community, we're engaging, we're breaking down the barriers, they're seeing beyond the uniform, maybe it'll make it a lot easier when they do call the police to say, you know what, Surrey Police has got some great, they're all great officers, they're very empathetic, they're very compassionate, and their active listening skills are great. So therefore, I'm going to engage and I want to actually go through with this.
So Dale, you deal with a whole bunch of different types of people and different groups, and some of those people would be the athletes with the Special Olympics. So what's your involvement with them?
Well, once a week we run a program through the Special Olympics. It's the Surrey Club Fit program. Myself and Coach and Constable Mary Michelle from the Community First Unit, we volunteer our time on Friday nights at a local school here in Surrey to coach and work with Special Olympic athletes who are competing at the provincial or national level. But it's also not just for those athletes, it's just for any special needs person too who wants to increase their fitness and just get out and socialize and be with other people. And it's starting to expand now. We're up to 20 plus athletes and folks who are coming, and through word of mouth now more showing up. So it's a fun night on Friday night for them to engage with the police, but then also us promote fitness and that sense of community.
Another organization you're involved with is the Surrey Food Bank, and that's where we are today. Now, do you mind if we go inside and you can explain what exactly SPS does?
100%.
So here we are inside the Surrey Food Bank. This is one of the places where SPS is involved. So Sergeant Quiring, what exactly is going on here?
Well, our program is Coffee with the Community. So outside we set up coffee, we bring coffee and tea. We partner with a local Goodwara where they give us tea so that we can bring in. And we serve the community. We serve tea and coffee in line. But then also we help volunteers inside distribute food to the clients that are coming in to get the food and supplies that they need.
So you don't just start out as a sergeant when you get into policing. You don't just join the Community First Unit. You've got to work your way up to that point. And for you, you have more than 20 years of experience. So tell us your story of how you got to this point.
Well, I spent 12 years in patrol with the Vancouver Police Department. And then I worked in the source handling unit. And I also spent 8 years in their diversity unit where I was the hate crimes detective for 4 years. And then I was the 2S LGBT liaison officer. So you learn a lot, you engage with the community, you find what the trends are and how to be more progressive in policing. And that's what I brought here to the Surrey Police Service in creating the Community First Unit. It's just listening to folks in the community and understanding what they need and want, and focusing on developing those resources here in the community.
If you're getting into policing, how important are those volunteer hours and that time spent doing community outreach?
Well, it's crucial because the more you get to know your community, the more you work with us and you see how we interact with folks, you're always developing those active listening skills, understand what empathy and compassion means, which are the three pillars of the Community First unit, and really will help you in the service and with whatever role that you're going to do in policing for the Surrey Police Service.
Sergeant, thank you so much for your time today.
My pleasure. You're welcome.
If you're looking for more information on SPS, you can visit surreypolice.ca. For Ask SPS, I'm Tim James.